Okay, I'm going to project here. I have a weak mic. If I can have everyone's attention. First of all, thank you all for coming out tonight, and happy holidays to you all. My name is Kelly Hildy. I am the planning manager here at the City of Sammamish in the Community Development Department. My team is in charge of reviewing the application that is being presented to you tonight by STCA. So why are we here tonight? This is a unified zone development plan application, or what we refer to as a UZDP. A requirement of the UZDP is that the city and the applicant host an open house. So welcome, we are meeting our code requirements. We're gonna do a brief presentation. Chris Hankins, senior planner on this project, is going to provide an overview of what the city does and the review process. That will be followed by the applicant, who will provide an overview of their proposal. At the conclusion of this brief presentation by both us and the applicant, we welcome you to please go around, look at the boards, ask the applicant questions, and most importantly, please provide public comment. As Chris will mention, I'm going to say up here up front, the comments received tonight and public comment will close on December 23rd, so next Monday. So if you think of something later on tonight, go ahead and get online. We will have access to that public comment form. These comments, along with the staff review comments that we anticipate having out in early February, will go to the applicant for review and response. So it is really important that we get your comment on this application. So, excuse me. With that, Chris, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Kelly, for the introduction. Again, my name is Chris Hankins, and I'm a senior planner here with the City of Sammamish. And I would also like to welcome all of you and say thank you for coming and participating in tonight's open house. So I'm just going to go through a quick overview of the city's review process when we receive what they call a Unified Zone Development Plan, or UZDP. And we wanted to just reiterate, as Kelly said, for tonight's meeting, that part of the land use permit review process, we're basically here tonight to get your thoughts and ideas regarding the proposed application. I'm going to provide just a quick overview of the review process and let you know how you can get involved and also stay involved in the process. And as Kelly mentioned, after the presentation, you'll have some more opportunity to kind of review the information that's provided and take a look at the display boards, and then of course provide comments at the computer kiosks that we have here in the back of the room. So just to kick things off, the application that's been submitted for review by STCA is what's called a UZDP. The UZDP includes a preliminary layout or a design of a proposed development in the city's town center planning area. So the map that you see on display shows all of the different zones within the town center planning area. You can see there's an A1 zone, an A2, A3, A4, and A5, and then there's also a B, C, D, and E. So per the code, review of a UZDP application consists of meeting 8 general principles that are shown on this particular slide. The 8 principles address the fundamental site planning objectives from the city's town center plan and also the city's town center infrastructure plan. Per the code, there are defined land use permit review processes called types. And for this project, the review of the UZDP, the preliminary subdivision, and binding site plan that make up the components of this application will all be reviewed as part of the Type 3 process. Type 3 applications go to the city's hearing examiner for a decision, and then the hearing examiner's decision is appealable to Superior Court. So as I continue, below you'll see there's a timeline that basically lays out the process for review of the application materials. And just to let you know, the first step in the review process is determining the completeness of the application. This, this application was determined to be complete as of November 4th of 2019. And basically, because of that completeness determination, that's why we've moved forward in the review process, and part of the reason why we're actually here tonight as well. So the next step in the process, and the step that we're currently on, is the notice of application and public comment period. For UZDPs, in addition to the public comment, there's also an open house requirement, which is the meeting tonight. So the intent, again, is to solicit additional comments on the application materials. The city, as you can see on the graph, is currently in the comment period portion of the review process, and the public comment period, as I think we've talked about with several of you already tonight, officially ends or closes on this coming Monday, December the 23rd. So after the conclusion of the public comment period and tonight's open house, the city will enter into the review phase of the application. This is basically where the city and any agencies with jurisdiction associated with the project proposal basically review and comment on the application materials. This is also the point in the application where all the comments received under the public comment period and from tonight's open house will be incorporated into the process. Once we've reviewed all of the comments, all comments will be shared with the applicant, and responses to your comments will be provided. We're anticipating several rounds of review and kind of a back and forth between the applicant and the city to address any of the code, plan, or ordinance requirements as we go through this process. And then at the end of the review process, which we're allocating approximately 6 to 12 months of review time, the city will provide us staff recommendations related to the project and schedule a public hearing with the city's hearing examiner. Once we get to the step of preparing the staff report and the city's recommendation, this staff analysis will review and analyze all pertinent aspects of the city code, adopted goals and policies, and we'll make a recommendation to the hearing examiner for a decision. Just so you know, everyone that's here tonight is considered a party of record just by signing in tonight. And as we go forward through the review process, you will be receiving all of the information that the city puts out going forward as part of the review process. So finally, the last step on the timeline is the public hearing process. Once the staff report and recommendation is issued, the hearing will actually be scheduled. The city's hearing examiner will conduct the hearing and provide another opportunity to receive comments or testimony on the proposal. And I'd like to just quickly to help folks that are here tonight with their comments and thinking about what's most appropriate for comments. And then also at the hearing when that is scheduled, I want to just kind of go over some tips that will be beneficial for you to understand or think about. The first one is simply state directly and succinctly relevant information or your arguments. Speak to the specific issues of the project. If you have any alternative ideas, please suggest them. Focus on how the project meets or does not meet city standards or codes. And then submit and provide any evidence you have prepared, generally speaking toward at the time of the hearing for anything that you might want to submit in the record for the hearing examiner's consideration. So once the hearing's been concluded by the hearing examiner, the examiner's recommendation or decision will be made in the form of a written report, which will include findings of fact, conclusions of law, all pertaining to the proposed project. And again, those of you that are here tonight and are considered now parties of record, you will get notice of that decision once it's made. So with that, once again, thank you for coming tonight to the open house. And if you haven't already taken advantage of this opportunity, please comment before you leave tonight, and take advantage of the kiosks that we have over here, and certainly let us know what comments you may have. And with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Leif Hermansen from Core Design.
My name is Leif Hermansen with Core Design. I'm up here representing the applicant. Peter Brennan in the back is also here this evening representing the application. I just wanted to spend half a minute to a minute to explain the boards in the back and kind of how we have this laid out. At the front, when you signed in, there was an 8.5 by 11 sheet that matches the second board that has the yellow border on the top. And on there, you'll see kind of indicators of the view. There's little yellow letters that correspond to the lower right-hand corner of the images as you work your way around. So you can orient yourself on this map to where you would potentially be standing and what you would be looking at when you're standing there. And then we've got the very first one is an overview of the plan view of the application that was submitted to the city. And then the last one is a detailed plan view of the green spine area between the buildings on blocks 5 and 6. And as you're going through, you'll see bigger numbers that are on the buildings, and that will correspond back to the first map with 1, 2, or 3 for the blocks, so you can kind of orient yourself. And Peter and I will be kind of roaming around to help you orient what buildings are where, what you're looking at. And then to reiterate, what Chris said is really please provide the feedback in the computers, comments, questions. All that will be forwarded to us to review and respond to, and look at as potentially incorporating into the application as we get city comments and review the information as the project progresses. That's really all. We're here to take your comments and feedback.
Before we let you all go do that, I just wanted to let you know a couple of things. First and foremost, this presentation as well as the boards will be recorded. Once that recording is edited and put into its whatever final format, we will post it to the website. So if you have folks who wanted to attend tonight and were unable to, we will post this recording on our website so they can go back and watch it. Additionally, you can track where we are in the review process by going to the city's website /Town Center Projects. At any given time, you can see where we are in that process on the slides that we're showing, or that Chris went over earlier. And again, we invite you to please include your public comment. And if you don't do so tonight and you think of something later, you have until next Monday. And last but not least, can I have staff please raise your hand? Okay, so that's us. We have 5 of us here. Darcy will be manning the public comment kiosk, so any questions you have there, please ask Darcy. Chris and I will answer any questions regarding the land use review. And then Greg and Stefan back here are with our Public Works team, and they are reviewing the application for compliance with the Public Works standards as well. So thank you again all for coming tonight. We really do appreciate it. And ask away and comment away. Thank you.